lifestyle. And then in an instant, it was gone. They joined, essentially, the working poor in this country. Their story has become all too common today in America. Our Poppy Harlow went back to see how they're doing today.
How dramatic was the decline?
It was almost instantaneous.
Unwilling to show their faces, but wanting to share their story, this family went from living on $130,000 a year to just $15,000. The father watched his six-figure telecom job of 20 years go to India.
In the white-collar world, for 2 years or 2.5 years that I banged my head against it, doesn't want me back.
The unemployment ran out, and the savings.
Like the first thing I talked about was food and how we were going to be eating more macaroni and cheese.
We wanted to know how the family is doing now. So we came back here to middle-class suburban New Jersey 6 months later to find out.
Did you ever think it'd be this long?
No. Nope.
I thought for sure that he'd go right back into the corporate world within a month or two.
But it's been 4 long years, and they're still barely making it on an $18,000 income. United Way says it takes $60,000 a year for a family of 4 to get by here.
I went from making $10 an hour selling shoes, and now I'm in a janitorial supply company making about $14, $15 an hour.
The good news is it's at a small business that's growing. But since they're making a little more...
They gave us less food stamps, so that's more out of our paycheck. It's the health insurance for the kids. That's my main concern.
Is it still tough, though?
Yes, it is.
Here's their reality. Unable to sell their house, they stopped paying the mortgage in 2009. They expect to be evicted any day. Their 18-year-old won't be going to college next year.
I don't have the money to do it, and I just don't want to get a loan and be in debt for a while.
They still rely on the food pantry.
Only one box really feeds like maybe 2-3 people.
This is the worst we've ever seen.
Morris County's food stamp caseload is up 240% since 2007.
Is there a sense of desperation now?
Yes. They thought they had the American dream, you know, and suddenly here they are applying for food stamps and Medicaid.
Dad wants new leadership and a plan to create jobs.
For Mitt Romney, yeah.
Why?
One thing is it changes the current structure. So, you know, anything, get rid of the incumbent and move on to somebody else.
But moms had it with politics.
They'll never feel it. They'll be taken care of the rest of their lives. I don't see how they can possibly change things for people if they don't know what it feels like to be in that situation.
Through it all, though, perspective.
There's a lot of other people who are a lot worse off than we are.
Well, Poppy Harlow joins me now from New York. You know, $130,000 to $15,000. They're going to lose their home, this family. I mean, what are they going to do after that?
They're absolutely going to lose their home. When I met with them last week, they told me they're in the final stages of foreclosure, so they've already gotten that final judgment letter. They're going to go live with family and with friends. They've gotten rid of as much stuff, as many possessions as they can, and they just don't have enough money right now to put a down payment down on any sort of renting an apartment. So for now, they're going to have to rely on their family and friends until they can save up enough. The bright spot is that the father has a little bit better job. So if that company grows, then he could eventually make enough to get an apartment.
But this family's story illustrates so well chronic, long-term underemployment, which is you can get a job, it's going to pay a whole lot less than the job you had before. What are they saying to you now about their hopes of rejoining the middle class in America?
I think that this is the harsh reality. They don't feel like they're ever going to get back economically, Hala, to where they were before. They just don't see how that's possible. You heard the father say the middle class and that white-collar world where he was a sort of middle manager doesn't want me anymore, and that's the problem. You know, they're in their late 40s, early 50s, and they can't get back to where they were before. They don't think they're going to get back to that level. At the same time, they're so much more optimistic than when I met them 6 months ago because they've realized they don't need that much to get by. They've had the harsh reality of losing friendships, friends that don't really understand what it's like to go from middle class to working poor. But for them, their marriage, their family, it has brought them a lot closer together. So I'd say that that's the upside to all this. But no, they're not hopeful, and frankly, they don't know if politics, new leadership, can really change anything for them.
Right, and it's having an impact on their kids, having to delay
Yes.
college and the rest of it. Thanks very much, Poppy Harlow. After Poppy's first story aired, viewers contacted her wanting to help to give money and send the family on vacation. Poppy asked them why they didn't take any of the money, and the family said they talked to CNN because there are more people out there just like them going through something very difficult like they are.